Hello and happy Thursday. Happy Truth Thursday. I'm so excited about this conversation today. My sweet husband, Zach, was going to join me and he may pop in and say hello, but today is Zach's birthday. So let's all give Zach a very happy birthday. Comment below, happy birthday, Zach, and join me in celebrating him. So I wanted to do this live today just because I thought it's a really fun conversation and also in honor of Zach and it being his birthday. I just thought it would be a really fun way to have a conversation about something that I know has been so powerful for me in my growth as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and what has been, our biggest challenges and has also been so rewarding. And so today I'm going to share with you the 3 important lessons I've learned from working with my husband, Zach, for the last decade. It's crazy to think about. It's been so long. We've started multiple businesses in different fields and like I said, have just learned so much about ourselves and each other in the process. And so if you are an entrepreneur, business owner, or just exploring the possibility of working with your spouse, it truly is a huge opportunity to come into a level of wholeness that I know for me, I didn't know existed. And so I can't speak highly enough about it. But also, there's a lot of things to think about. So, of course, it's all personal, but for us, we've learned a lot. So, I'll get right to it. So, really, the main lesson that's almost like this overarching lesson that I've learned over the years of working with my husband is keeping in mind that this person is in my life to make me more whole. And whenever we have, come across something that has been a challenge or something that has, stopped us in our tracks, coming back to that and remembering that the challenge is really up for us to become more whole as individuals and as partners has been such a game changer. We've been able to come back to that as a resting place, almost a place where it's no longer about the challenge or our disagreement, but it's more about how is this making me more whole, how is this serving me, how is this serving the relationship, and how we work together in the business. So that's the first thing, is recognizing that through everything it is to make us more whole as individuals, as partners, and on this journey of life. So let's get into the first lesson. By the way, we both sat down and talked about this week, and we came up with way more than 3. So if this is a conversation you would like to hear more from us about, let me know, message me, comment, and I'd be happy to even put a series together of life or business or whatever might be of service, just because there's a lot to unpack, right? You go to work, you work with this person in different capacities, and then you come home, and especially as an entrepreneur, small business owner, it's so easy to bring that with you, right? It's so easy for those lines to be crossed between home and business because you're excited about what's going on in the business, or you may have a struggle in the business and you have to process it somewhere. And so if you're interested in more, we have lots to unpack. So for today, here's what the top 3 are for us. So the first biggest lesson was boundaries. And this is multifaceted for us. So what we really found was super helpful in our 10 years of working together was whenever we share something with each other, we start by prefacing if we want one another's feedback or opinion, or if we just want them to listen. And this has been so powerful for us because in the beginning, what would happen is I would share something that maybe I was struggling with, and Zach would, as a natural fixer, want to come in and fix it. And that's not what I needed. I just needed somewhere to share my thoughts about the day, dive into what had happened and almost process it externally. So that was a huge move that we made, was just being really clear of, this is the purpose of the conversation. Can you just listen, versus not prefacing it and then him wanting to fix it. Zach has entered the building, so I'm going to let him say hello. Zach, do you want to come say hi? Everyone wants to wish Zach a happy birthday. So he's going to be in and out. We can both fit our heads on the screen. So hello. This is Zach, my wonderful husband. What's that? Doing a live? Yes. Yeah. Okay, fun. So we're just talking about the 3 things we've learned over the last 10 years. Awesome. Yes. So everyone is wishing you happy birthday and hope you have a great day. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, we'll say bye to Zach. Thanks for popping in. So going back to boundaries, I'm getting flushed. After all these years, he still takes my breath away. So boundaries, like I said, of when we want feedback or when we just want to talk. The other thing that we implemented as it relates to boundaries is, especially as an entrepreneur that works at the time partially from home, we set boundaries of where and when we discuss things. And here's where it really stemmed. We were in the bathroom a couple years ago, and we were talking about a client situation. And it dawned on me, we are in our bathroom and our clients are in our bathroom with us. And I was like, no more. So we put different boundaries within our home, because we both work from home, of where and when we talk about certain things. So past the living room onward, where the master and all of the rooms are, there's no work talk past that, as an example. And as funny as that may sound, it made a huge difference, because it just separated like our sacred space from where we, can talk about the day and brainstorm. And so that separation really helped us as well. And then the last thing as it relates to boundaries was really around communication of, if we are talking about something in a fashion of like we're complaining about something, including the solution in the same sentence. And so being conscious that we're never talking about something, excuse me, where we're complaining without also talking about the solution. And let's be clear, this is never perfect, right? When you're complaining about something, you can really get into that moment of, it's happening to me, I don't like the situation. But what we found was having this rule for the other was really helpful, where, Zach knows that we have this rule that if I complain about something, I need to also find the solution. And so he could then remind me when I'm getting off track and not able to offer the solution in the same sentence or next sentence. And so again, as you can see, these are all like arrangements of how we can support each other within conversation and communication. And so when you set these parameters with each other, it can be really powerful, because none of us are perfect. And so we, get on a topic, or we may be complaining, and just having the other person knowing what the rule is, they can support you when you get off track. So it's all about, how can you create these parameters within your relationship that extends beyond your personal life and supports you both personally and professionally. So the second important lesson was really knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses, and how each other feels supported, not just in conversation, but in the way that we work. An example is, I get a lot of what I think are amazing ideas on a daily basis. And I love to go and share, excuse me, with Zach right away. And he actually hates more than anything to be interrupted. When he has an interruption, it just throws him off completely. And it takes him, a long time to get back on track. Well, I would interrupt him multiple times, whether it was calling or texting or barging into his office, because I thought I had some amazing ideas I needed to share immediately. And so that was just like a really cool example for us to go like, okay, I know he doesn't like to be interrupted, even though I think I have amazing ideas that need to come out right now. What's a way that I could still feel self-expressed? Okay, I could have a document that's labeled Stacy's great ideas and then figure out a time that I could share that with him so he feels supported. So again, you can see this trend of so many mistakes made and then figuring out how can we both feel supported. Um, the other piece is just knowing other people, each other's strengths and weaknesses is one of the things that I experienced early on. So Zach is very detail oriented and I am big picture visionary. And in the beginning, I would almost try to go into his world because I thought that that would help him and he would try to come into mine. And that obviously created confusion because we weren't going outside of our lanes. And so when we started to really dive into our personality types and different tools that allowed us to understand what our lanes are, it allowed us to say, I'm never going to be detail oriented like Zach. He's never going to be big picture. How can we speak each other's language when we're, in the moment? And then what do we do when we get off track? Like, how can we course correct in that? And that was super helpful because it allowed us to, again, honor the other's communication and working style, but not forego ourselves in the process, because that can be really easy to do, whether it's team, whether it's your spouse, to go too far the other way. And then that stresses out your system and doesn't necessarily help the other. And so that was a really big takeaway. And then the last one, and this is really coming from Zach, was just that you can work through anything in life and business if you truly want to. We have had a lot of different businesses that we've launched, challenges within the business, changes, and it can wear on you. And especially when you're navigating it together, because both of you are in it and it's basically all on you, right? There isn't someone else that has this other income stream or business, that is working outside of the house. And so there can be a lot of pressure that we both have taken on over the years. And having the attitude that you can work through anything and that you're committed to working through anything is really, the secret for us as far as how we've had ups and downs, how we've persevered. And honestly, through the ups and downs, come out on the other side. I would say that today more than ever, I'm thrilled with our working relationship. Whereas years ago, I really struggled with it because he looks at the world so differently and I look at the world so differently. And I hadn't yet understood how to separate that out and honor both. And so being able to see that we're constantly making each other more whole, we're constantly improving each other, no matter if it's a challenge or a win, setting different boundaries, being able to communicate in the other person's style and kind of know what that is, not complaining without a solution, and having that, mentality of no matter what, we're going to work through this. We're going to figure it out. We're resourceful. We'll leave no stone unturned to figure this out has really meant everything. So those are the 3 important lessons that I've learned working with my husband for the last 10 years. I hope that is interesting, helpful, and just gets you thinking maybe a little differently of maybe how to approach starting working with your significant other, or maybe it gives you a tool or two to course correct, in your journey of working together. So like I said earlier, if you're interested in more series on this, if you're interested in me going deeper on one topic or another, let us know. Would love to do that and look forward to seeing you same time, same place next Thursday.